That's when, I believe Kirk comes in at that point, and Spock heads down to repair the phaser array in the Jeffries tube because he wants to handle that repair himself.
Oh, yes.
And we hear a familiar voice.
Yeah. Only the third person to play him, too.
Yep. Now, you know, in Star Trek Continues, which is a fan series I don't think you ever watched.
Nope.
His son Chris plays Scotty.
Yeah, I do recall that.
Yeah. And the first time I saw it, I felt like I was seeing a ghost. It freaked me out a little bit. Pike heads back to the bridge, and the 2 hours is up. Kirk comes in. Pike's aware that Kirk wants him to change tack, but Pride was not something that they could afford right now. They're where he's mirroring the Romulan commander. Kirk admits right off the bat, he's like, look, I would have destroyed them, but it wasn't my call. They kind of discuss back and forth, and there's kind of like a bringing down of the heat between the two at this point, too. You know, they're kind of, I think, starting to see things from each other's point of view a little bit more.
Yeah.
And they try to figure out some way forward, and then Kirk, in a very conspiratorial tone, asks if he can borrow a shuttle.
Yeah, I was like, what's that all about?
And Pike responds the same way. He's like, Captain Kirk, what are you thinking? So, after agreeing to let Kirk use a shuttle, Pike heads back to the bridge, communicates with the Romulan commander, and asks if the repairs are finished. The commander responds by asking if Pike's crew has finished theirs. And this is where they kind of get off on a conversation about how they're both kind of sick of endless wars, but then a bunch of incoming warp signals are received.
Yeah, that was, I was like, whoa.
Yep. And we are suddenly surprised by what is basically a Romulan armada showing up. And the Romulan commander doesn't seem to be real happy about this either. Turns out his sub-commander had called for it.
Little weasel, man.
Yep. And here, I believe he slaps him in the face and has him thrown off the bridge.
Nah, he still doesn't hit him, but I wanted him to.
This would have been the time, yeah.
Every time that kid opened his mouth, I wanted him to get hit.
Oh, he was just like that smug little kid trying to beat up other kids and throw them off the toys at the playground.
Oh, yeah. If this would have been on a Klingon ship in Next Generation, that dude would have been stabbed on the spot.
Yeah, they just would have shanked him. The sub-commander says that he thinks the Romulan Empire will prevail in an endless war, and that's when the commander's kind of like, well, that's the thing about an endless war. Nobody wins.
Yeah, dummy.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
The Praetor's flagship hails the Enterprise, and a female Romulan who appears on screen informs Pike that she was there to accept his unconditional surrender, that they're surrounded. And I actually love when she comes on and she's like, it's customary to kneel. And it's like, well, as I'm not a Romulan, I hope you'll forgive me.
Yeah, I like that. He just basically says that as a throwaway line. Doesn't even spend any time on it. Like, nope.
Yep, that's just not going to happen.